Gaddafi was not merely president, he was the state. As his confidence grew, so did his ambitions. Gaddafi funded movements across Africa and the Middle East. He supported liberation groups. He spoke of a United States of Africa with a single currency and a united military force. He positioned himself as a continental power broker. But internationally, controversy followed him. In the 1980s, Libya was accused of sponsoring militant activities abroad. Sanctions were imposed. Diplomatic isolation intensified. In 1986, the United States launched airstrikes on Tripoli. Explosions hit the capital. Yet Gaddafi survived, and surviving made him feel untouchable. Years passed, then decades. Leaders around the world changed. Governments fell, but Gaddafi remained. By the early 2000s, he attempted to repair relations with Western countries. He renounced certain weapons programs. Sanctions were lifted. Oil deals resumed. For a moment, it seemed he had stabilized his global standing. In 2011, a wave of protests swept across the Arab world. It began in Tunisia, then Egypt. Governments that seemed permanent suddenly collapsed. It was called the Arab Spring. When protests reached Libya, many assumed Gaddafi would suppress them quickly. After all, he had ruled for 42 years. He had survived sanctions, bombings, and isolation. But this time was different. Protests began in the eastern city of Benghazi. Security forces responded forcefully. Instead of fear spreading, anger spread. Demonstrations grew. Armed groups formed. Entire cities slipped from government control. The country fractured. Gaddafi appeared on television, defiant. He vowed to fight to the end. He declared he would cleanse Libya, house by house. But the momentum had shifted. Rebel forces advanced. The conflict escalated into civil war. And then NATO intervened, launching airstrikes against government forces. Suddenly, the man who had dominated Libya for 4 decades was losing ground. Tripoli fell in August 2011. Rebel fighters flooded the capital. Government compounds were seized. Statues were torn down. Gaddafi vanished from public view. On October 20th, 2011, he was found near his hometown of Sirte, hiding, captured by rebel fighters. Within hours, he was dead. The man who once commanded billions in oil revenue. The man who ruled without challenge for 42 years. The man who saw himself as the architect of a new political system, ended in chaos on the streets of his own country. Images of his capture spread globally within minutes. The era was over, but the story did not end cleanly. After his fall, Libya struggled with division, militias, and political instability. The strong central authority that once controlled the nation was gone. In its place came fragmentation and uncertainty. Some argue that Libya was more stable under Gaddafi. Others argue that stability built on fear is not true stability at all. This is Empire Archives. And in the end, power always has an expiration date.